l'ebraismo mondiale è stato durante 16 anni, malgrado la nostra politica, un nemico irreconciliabile del fascismo.
That was Benito Mussolini, or Il Duce, when he introduced the racial law in Italy in 1938. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mirko and I'm your Italian tutor. Last 27th of January was Holocaust Remembrance Day. Unfortunately, that also represents a dark moment in the Italian history too. In this video, we are going to talk about the differences between the Holocaust in Germany and in Italy. We are going to see the racial law and we are going to analyze some of them. This video is based on my research and my knowledge. You can agree, you can disagree. Share your opinion, your feedback in the comment section below. I keep asking myself the same question. Why the humankind can be so evil against someone else? And in today's video we are talking about the Holocaust, but history has many examples. The apartheid, the segregation in America, the colonialism, the Christian Crusade. The first question that we should ask ourselves, why we talk more about the Holocaust in Germany rather than the Italian one? And I find out different reasons. Antisemitism wasn't originally part of the fascist ideology. However, it represented the core principle of the Nazi policy.
Nationalfinanzjudentum in und außerhalb Europas gelingen sollte, die Völker noch einmal in einen Weltkrieg zu stürzen, dann wird das Ergebnis nicht die Bolschewisierung der Erde und damit der Sieg des Judentums sein, sondern die Vernichtung der jüdischen Rasse in Europa.
We have to consider that Italy had just 50,000 Jews living in its territory. On the other hand, there were 500,000 Jews living in Germany. And then when Germany extended its territories, for example, to Poland, Netherlands, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, that number skyrocketed and it became known as the Jewish problem. Besides, we have also to mention that Italian Jews were integrated in the Italian context. Some of them were full members of the fascist party. Obviously, then they will change their point of view. Racial law were introduced in Italy in 1938, when Italy and Germany became allies. Germany introduced the Nuremberg Law in 1935.
Soltanto le spie, non soltanto quelli che erano indifferenti, che fu la stragrande maggioranza degli italiani, indifferenti.
This one is actually a controversial topic because there is a side that says that Italians actually didn't really care and the Italian authorities sometimes didn't really apply or enforce the racial law in the Italian territory. But there is another side, and there is a book written by Michael Livingstone, Fascists and Jews of Italy, Mussolini's Race Law, 1938-1943, which actually says, no, Italy wasn't a safe place. People were persecuted, tortured, because they were Jews. 1943, when Germany controlled the northern and central part of Italy, or called at that time la Repubblica Sociale Italiana, the deportation to the concentration camp or the killing center started. In order to get power, you need to create an enemy, right? And Nazi party blamed constantly the Jews. The war was lost because of the Jews. There is economic crisis because of the Jews. The Jews are the richest one. And this thought manipulates the mind of the civilians. Plus, this is a regime so violence was also applied. You are helping a Jews, you can get deported. You don't agree with us, you can get killed. So obviously the population, the German population at that time, was influenced or scared. Why, after World War II, all the pressure was put on Germany and not so much on Italy? And Italy was an ally of Germany and did the same atrocity against Jews. Yes, not at the same level, same number, but it still did. So, according to some theories, they say that Russia wanted to extend its influence to Italy and transform it into a communist country. But the allies like America, United States, really want for Italy to become a communist country, especially because Italy had a strategic position. So, in order to avoid that, let's say that they hide what happened in Italy. Obviously, Mussolini was killed. Some fascist leader went to prison. There were some trials, but that's it. We didn't have a proper Nuremberg trial. Now we are going to see the racial law. These are the racial laws introduced in Italy on the 17th of November 1938. We are not going to read each article because I think it can be a bit overwhelming. However, I put the link in the description box. If you want to give a try, I would recommend to do so because you can learn and extend your vocabulary. The first difference that you have between the Italian laws and the German law is that Nazi Germany was digging in your family tree because they want to guarantee that your blood was pure. In Italy, however, we have articles that identify who is a Jew. Let's have a look. So according to the law, you were Jew if you were born by Jewish parents, even though you were practiced, for example, Catholicism. Then, you were considered Jew if one of your parents was Jew and the other parent was a foreigner. For example, my father is a Jew, my mother is a French. Or if my mother is a Jew and I don't know actually anything about my father. Okay? Then the law goes deep down and specify Italian parents. So, if your parents were Italian and one of them was a Jew and you belong to an Israelite community or you practice Judaism, you were considered a Jew. But, and this is important, the law specifies when you weren't considered a Jew. So for example, you were born by Italian parents, one of them was a Jew, but you belongs to a different religion, however, before 1938. In that sense, you weren't considered a Jew. So for example, let's say that my parents are both Italian, but my dad is a Jew, but I was raised Catholics before 1938, I wasn't considered a Jew. Now we are going to see that obviously Jews were excluded from school, teacher, academics, lecture expelled from university, and then they also introduced a list of jobs that were forbidden. There is this article that we need to read, it's Article 10, because it says Italian citizen but Jew race are excluded to take part in the army or in any war. They cannot basically tutor of someone that is Aryan. They cannot obviously belong to the fascist party. They cannot own a factory. They cannot own land on certain amount. They cannot work actually for the public sector because the public sector is the country. But there is an interesting part that we need to see. Article 14. The Home Office, obviously upon documentation and case by case, can exclude you from this exclusion, if it makes sense, according to some condition, which means that if one of the family member was basically killed in Ethiopian, Libyan, and Spanish War or World War I. If you were, for example, injured or wounded by the war that I mentioned before. If you work actually for the fascist cause and you were basically injured. If you were a fascist member in 19, 20, 21, 22, and 24, but just second semester. If you were a legionnaire in Fiume, or if you got any merit from the country, according to Article 16. Article 16 just says that there is a commission made by the Home Office, Vice President, and etc., that they can decide if this merit is good enough to exempt you from this limitation of Article 10 and Article 13 letter H. So Article 13 letter H just say that basically you could actually work for the administration of private insurance. Article 10, however, it says that maybe you could work in the army, in the war, you could be a tutor, you could actually own a factory, you can own land, and etc. Then there is this article that I just want to show you, Article 11. So let's say that my parents are Jews, okay, but I was raised as Catholics, but they try to influence me with Judaism. They can lose their family right on me. Well, then, obviously, there were foreign Jews because Italy expanded its territories. And these Jews, they got the Italian citizenship. But if they got the Italian citizenship after the 1919, that could be revoked. And if these foreign Jews came, for example, to Italy, or they stay in the Italian kingdom, they actually should leave the country by the 12th of March 1939. If they don't do that, they can get fined for 5,000 lira. Actually, I don't know how much it was, but I think it's a lot. Or they could be arrested up to 3 months. Obviously, also here, they introduce an exemption. If you were, for example, 65 years old, or if you got married with an Italian citizen, we know, I think both of us knows that they were stupid, but reading through and analyzing the text, can you see that there are a lot of contradictions? I don't know your level of Italian, however, I will place in the description box some links to watch Holocaust survivor stories. But now she's a senator, Liliana Segre, that she can tell you the full story when she was captured, deported to Auschwitz, or stayed there and when she came back. There are many. And if you like to read a book, I would really recommend Questo, uomo, which is, I think, translated in different languages, Primo Levi. If you can, read it in Italian, because it's very useful, also for you to increase your vocabulary. I really hope that you find this video educational, and I really hope to make more video on history. If you have any suggestion, please remember, comment section below, or youritaliantutor01@gmail.com. And to conclude this video, remember, love is love. Bye for now.